Welcome to Crime Nera channel, where every crime tells a story. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so. This is the leader of a cult. This is one of his followers. Do you think there's something that would explain why this person does what he does? Yes, researchers have discovered that many cult leaders use a form of brainwashing to influence their followers. They use specific tactics to change how your brain works. This is called neuro-linguistic programming, and it can make you do things you never thought you could, like forsaking everything you ever knew just to follow a charismatic stranger. But if we understand how our brains are being reprogrammed, we might be able to stop people from joining cults in the first place. Here's how cult leaders rewire brains. Your brain has a natural defense system that helps you stay safe. It looks for threats everywhere. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to lose anything important to you. So your brain makes sure you take steps to protect yourself. Let us say your mom warns you about a dog in the neighborhood that might bite you if you go too close. From that point on, you keep a safe distance from the dog because your brain tells you to. That's normal, but some people take this a step further. Their brains make them afraid of harmless dogs, even friendly ones. And they can't even look at dogs without feeling a sense of panic. They've taken a threat that was meant to keep them safe and turned it into a phobia that rules their lives. Some cult leaders use this same trick. They find a way to make you see an everyday experience as a threat. When Steve Hassan joined the Unification Church in the 1970s, he was only 19 years old. He found out about the church after a recruiter approached him at a college fair. The recruiter told Steve that he seemed lonely and said the church could help him find some friends. Steve had just moved to a new city and was struggling to adjust, so he decided to join. But right away, the church was nothing like Steve had expected. The other members were super intense and kept talking about God and the mission. At first, Steve thought maybe he just needed to give the church a chance. But soon he realized he didn't believe any of their teachings. He wanted to leave. But when he tried to tell the other members, they wouldn't listen. They told him he wasn't really leading. They said he was still part of the church no matter what he thought or believed. They made him feel more confused and isolated than ever. Finally, Steve gave up. He spent 5 years in the church until he was finally able to break free. After all that time, he still struggled with feelings of fear and anxiety every time he tried to leave. It turns out that during those 5 years, the cult leader had been telling Steve that the outside world was dangerous and that the only way he could stay safe was by staying in the group. In reality, though, the only danger was the cult itself. But by making Steve believe that the outside world was dangerous, the cult leader was able to control Steve's actions. When we meet someone new, we normally trust them to have good intentions. That's why we talk to strangers, but many cult leaders manipulate this natural instinct. They use love bombing to make you feel special and important. They shower you with compliments and gifts. They make you feel like you're the most important person in the world. But then once you're in the group, the love bombing stops and you might even hear negative things about you. It feels like the person you once were has vanished and you don't know who you are anymore. Psychologists have studied how this works, and they've found that when you're going through this kind of transformation, your brain actually changes. Your prefrontal cortex shrinks and your limbic system gets bigger. Normally, these two parts of the brain work together to help you make decisions. But when the balance between them is off, you might not be able to think clearly or rationally anymore. You're more likely to follow orders without asking questions. That's not the only thing that happens to your brain. When you join a cult, your brain also starts looking for threats everywhere. You become hypervigilant. This means that you're always scanning your environment for danger. You're constantly on the lookout for anything that might threaten you or the group. When you're in this state, you're not thinking clearly. You're not making rational decisions. You're just reacting to what you see around you. Cult leaders know this. They use it to control their followers. They make you believe that there are threats everywhere, and that's why you need to follow their rules. But it's not just fear that changes the way your brain works. Love bombing can also make you feel euphoric. Some cult leaders use this euphoria to control their followers. They make you feel like you're on top of the world. You're invincible. Nothing can hurt you. So you let down your defenses. You stop thinking critically. You just enjoy the feeling, but this feeling doesn't last forever. Eventually, the cult leader takes it away. They use this tactic to punish you for not following their rules. It's called extinction. You've experienced the height of euphoria and now you're being brought back down to earth. You feel terrible, but you don't know why. That's when the cult leader uses another tactic called their message. They tell you that something is wrong with you. You need to change. You need to be more like the other members. This makes you feel even worse. You don't know what to do. But you want to feel that euphoria again. So you try harder to follow the rules. These tactics can make it hard to leave a cult, but it's not impossible. If you understand how your brain is being reprogrammed, you can start to fight back. One way to do this is by being aware of the warning signs. There are certain things that can tip you off to a cult. For example, if someone is pressuring you to join a group, that's a red flag. Also, if the group is secretive, that's another warning sign. If the group won't let you talk to people outside the group, that's a bad sign. All these things could mean that the group is trying to brainwash you. Another way to protect yourself is by learning how to think critically. This means being able to question everything. Don't just take someone's word for it. Ask questions. If something doesn't make sense, try to understand it better. If you can think critically, you're less likely to be manipulated. It can also help to talk to someone about what you're experiencing. If you're feeling pressured to join a group, talk to a friend or family member. If you're starting to feel like you're losing your identity, seek professional help. By talking about your experiences, you can start to process them. You can start to understand them better. That can make it easier to break free from a cult. If you're already in a cult, there are still ways to escape. You can start by setting small goals for yourself. If you want to leave the cult, but you're afraid, set a goal to learn more about the outside world. Read books. Talk to people who have left the cult. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be. You can also set goals to improve your mental health. Take care of yourself. Eat well, exercise, get enough sleep. The better you feel, the better you'll be able to think clearly. You can also set goals to build a support system outside of the cult. Reach out to old friends and family members. Make new friends. The more support you have, the easier it will be to leave the cult. It's not easy to leave a cult, but it is possible. If you understand how your brain is being reprogrammed, you can start to fight back. You can start to protect yourself from brainwashing. Many cult leaders use fear and love bombing to control their followers. They make you see everyday experiences as threats. They make you feel euphoric and then take it away. But you're not powerless. You can protect yourself from brainwashing. You can escape a cult if you understand how your brain is being reprogrammed. What do you think? What other ways can people protect themselves from brainwashing? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about cults, check out the links in the description. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so. Thanks for watching.